So this is the first viewing that we're looking at today. One bed, back-to-back property. So I'm just stood at the side of it now. The reason why we're looking at this one today is because it's got quite a large square footage. So I think square meterage, I think it's about 64, 66 square meters, which is quite big for a back-to-back property. So it looks as if it's got the potential to be turned into a two-bed property, which again, this, in terms of investment area, is a lot more. If you're marking it out of a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably about an 8 on this scale. For me now to walk down to the tram, down there, train should I say, probably about 3 or 4 minutes walk, and it's probably about half an hour then into Leeds, probably a little bit shorter then into Manchester. So this area is a good area and it's up for offers over 125. So if, like we've done before really, if you can add that value and create a second bedroom, a proper bedroom, not just one which is like 90 centimetres wide, you're looking at round here in the current market for a two bed, probably upwards of 160. It's a nice area, and very good school nearby as well, like I said, transport links. So we'll see what this is like, and we'll probably compare it to the 3-bed mid-terrace that we're looking at later on, which has got the potential to be turned into a HMO. So again, from looking at this now, don't know, always arrive early to viewings. Again, keep disciplined. We've got, there it is. So we will see what it's like. One bed to be turned into a two bed. Should be able to add lots of value onto that, and we'll see. Check on the other side. Door now. Radiators are large front room here.
Yeah, Robert's place,
yeah.
Now we
So
do.
one from there now.
It's about
Needs a new kitchen. Definitely.
Got
this that needs to go over in the corner here. Let's have a look.
And the buyer's getting extremely frustrated because they want to
There we
move in
go.
tomorrow given the state of the system.
So let's see.
So if you
Here, just things like that there.
I
Just been downstairs into the cellar through there. Gas is live, which is always a good thing. The fuse box isn't one of the new ones, so that's something that we need doing. And let's see if it does have the potential. What we'd do is, the bathroom would probably go there, but again, I haven't been in that room yet, so we'll see. So again, a massive bathroom for such a small property. So that's a stud wall, which is even better, but again, there's your old boiler. Has got potential, this property. Definitely has. What's in here? Probably storage. Yeah. Let's have a look through this one. They were a lot smaller in those days, trying to get through those little things. So, again, looking at this, a large bedroom. So what we'd probably do is walk up these stairs again and again. Needs new gas central heating. Single sockets is very old school as well. So what we're looking at is you would walk up the stairs here. You'd probably go like this, change all that to a bedroom, keep it as it is. You would then probably put the bathroom there maybe, but again, this is, which is always good, it's a gable end. So from that now, you could have the soil ideally going through that rather than having obviously the soil coming through this room here and out that way. But again, it'd need a little bit more investigation. So I think what we always need to do is, don't always pigeonhole yourself into a one bed or a two bed, just look to add that value. Make some notes after. Okay, so just having a look at the figures there loosely from that property that we just visited. So it is, like I said before, always go a little bit old school there, print stuff out so I can write things down on it. I like to make sure that we systemize and know exactly what's going on. So again, that was one bed that back to back that could be quite easily converted to a two bed. Good BRRR opportunity there, so you'd be looking to purchase it underneath. As always, you always want to try and lock in profit from day one. It was up for offers in region of 125, in region of. So, from speaking to the agent, and again, you've probably heard me say this lots of times if you watched my other videos, you want to make sure that you're treating your viewings as a fact-finding mission as well. It's not just about looking at that house. Of course, that's a big part of it, but you want to be speaking to the agent. What other offers have they got on the table? How long's it been on for? You should already know that anyway, though, how long it's been on for. You know, what position is the vendor in, and so on. So from that, the person that is selling the house is no longer lives, I think they mentioned it somewhere down Birmingham or something like that, so it's probably over 100 miles away. They just want to offload it, which is always a good sign, really, that they're just looking maybe just to get rid of it. Of course, everybody wants top price for the house, but they've got an offer on the table from somebody else, not an investor. The first offer, and again, this is why you need to build relationships all the time, which is why I constantly say property isn't a short-term fix. The agent that I viewed there, the agent that I met there, they just look after one of our properties. They probably had that 3, maybe 4 years now, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. So we've got a little bit of a relationship there, and again, it's the rapport. People buy into people, people don't buy into businesses. He was obviously quite kind of with me, just quite open, and said the person that put in the offer didn't have a decision in principle. He then came back with a decision in principle, but his first offer was rejected, and I think his first offer was just over 104, so let's call it 105. He then came back with a second offer, which again was rejected, and his third offer, apparently, the vendor who he's selling said, I will accept that if you can obviously prove that you can get a mortgage, because the decision in principle is not actually a mortgage offer. So they're going through that at the moment, but obviously speaking to the viewing agent, he said that, you know, that he would look upon us, if we were to put in a viewing offer, we were to put in an offer and tell the existing vendor that, you know, he's dealt with us before, we will get it over the line. Yes, we're always wanting to be getting as much value as possible because we want to make sure we're locking in profit from day one. But again, the rapport there might help us in that instance if the maths add up. So just doing a bit of brief maths on that one. So it was up for 125. So just say, for instance, you secure it at a 120, which is £5,000 discount. Again, that's not an amazing discount. However, it's January. The housing, you know, the housing market is quite busy in January, making up for the December lag. Sometimes you have people with successful businesses that have got cash on the account that want to start investing to obviously reduce certain things, i.e. tax and so on, corporation tax. So sometimes, especially with the existing properties that are tenanted, you tend to get, you know, hands-off investors purchasing those just again to hedge against inflation and maybe provide a little bit of cash flow. So if we secure that at 120, you're then talking at a deposit of 30,000. Your loan then is going to be £90,000. If you're basing it on a 5.5% interest rate, which then will work out to just short of £5,000 a year, interest only, that will be working out about £412.50 per calendar month for the mortgage payments, and that's on an interest only. Now, if you rent it out as a one bed, you're probably going to get about 700 for it there. So for really, the cash flow as a one bed is about £287. Times it by 12, and this is obviously if everything goes well. The maximum cash flow you will receive from that property in the year is 3,450. Might be 3,480, I'm unsure. I haven't wrote it down as neatly as I should have done. And then you're looking at really a cash flow or return on capital employed of about 9.8%. Is that better than money in the bank? Of course it is, definitely. Will it go up over time? Yes, it will. Whereabouts are we in the property cycle? Have we still got another few months left? Have we still got another year, another 18 months left? Who knows, before there's a little bit of a correction. But in 20 years' time, is it likely to be worth considerably more than it is now? Yes, I would definitely led to believe so. But the main reason why we went to look at that was you'd be wanting to pick up that. Again, if you're going to pay full price for it, 125, you then, when you're doing the refurb, turning it into a 2-bedroom, and there'd be 2 reasonable sized bedrooms, it wouldn't be 2 little nursery bedrooms or anything like that. The rental then goes up from 700 easily there to about 850, maybe even 895, 875 or something like that. Because obviously we've got another property very close to that one that we finished last year, and that rented out quick. I think we got 875 for that, and it's actually a smaller footprint than that. So again, that's probably the way well, we would do it that way if we were going to put in an offer, but then your return on capital employed becomes a lot better if you can manage to refinance. So again, have a look at some of the videos that I've done on this channel. Maybe have a look at the blogs as well, maybe some of the essays on the website dervishdervish.com. But if you're putting in your 30 deposit and everything else, but then you're also going to put about 25-30 in to create it into a 2-bedroom, and I'm not just saying putting up a stud wall and some rock wall or anything like that. It did need a new boiler, it did need a new gas central heating system, it did need a new rewire, it did need a new kitchen, the bathroom there as well, because obviously the existing bathroom would then be a bedroom, therefore meaning that you need to build a new bathroom and so on. You're probably looking at plastering as well. You're probably looking at about 28, 30, 32, something like that. The roof as well, which seemed okay, but until a survey happens, you never really know. Your return on capital employed would be a lot better, because if you could then get it valued at a comfortable, let's have a look, in that area now, you're probably looking at a comfortable, easy 150. But you'd probably want to put it in at 160, maybe even push about out 170, knowing that it's going to get down valued to 160 or 150, but at least you're better off edging that way rather than saying we believe it's 150, so we're going to put it in at 150, always push it higher. So you could probably then potentially pull out a good few pounds back from it. You would still be leaving money in the deal, which isn't the end of the world. It might delay your progress moving on to the next one, unless you've got access to a joint venture partner or anything like that, but the money will be working a lot harder for you in that property than it would be in any bank. It definitely would. And again, it's a very good area, that. So if I keep looking over here, I should really be looking towards the camera. So maybe this has provided some people with a little bit of value. Just good luck. Keep taking steps further forward. Like the video if you liked it. Obviously, check out the Black Belt Property Accelerator if you're obviously one of these people that understand that it's, you know, what you get from me is not no hype, financial freedom for 30 days or in 30 days, how to be a millionaire within 6 months and so on. It's just about following the systems, following the process, understanding that discipline is needed, and changing, most importantly, this mindset and your judgment. You need to be looking at it through certain lens, not obviously getting tied to it with emotions or anything like that. Good luck, keep taking steps further forward, and all the best.